What's up guys, Lambo here. Today we're going to be talking about converting a placeable mod. Spencer TV sent me his Tesla stuff, and in there was a Tesla showroom, and I'm going to walk you guys through on how to convert placeable mods. This isn't going to be for all of them, this is going to be like a generic, just like a simple placeable basically. First I'm going to open it up in the old GE 822 version, and I'm going to show you guys something. Alright, once we get in here, you're going to notice things have textures. This has textures. But these textures are located inside FS19's game. So when you go to convert this, these are all going to be blank and missing their textures. So we're going to walk through two methods of trying to fix that prior to ever opening this up in the new editor. But as you can see, all the glass is there, all the textures are there. We're going to close this and open it up in the new editor and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm opening it up with version 9.01. So it's loaded up here, and already you can see exactly what I was talking about, where the textures are missing. I like to have this console open as well, because as you can see, it's running a ton of errors here to where, but the nice thing is it tells us before we ever put it in game, so we should pay attention to this. Like this first texture inside this mod isn't in the right format, so it's probably a weird funky shape, just needs to be changed to a normal shape size. Beacon light, this is looking in the old game. See, so there, when you very first open up your guys' editor, it's going to go preferences, game installation folder here. If this is where it's going to look for these textures that were brought over from 19, it's going to be looking for them in the 22 folder. So the only way to fix that is to reroute them, which you could manually do that, this route, to where you use the material editing and then you manually go track down each file, or we could open it up using a text editor and just change the coding. Or option 3 is we delete it, go inside the new game, find an air conditioning roof mount, and import the new one into this mod. So there's 3 ways you could go there. Obviously the last one is going to be the most time consuming because you have to actually locate it in the map and then bring it in here. But it's going to be the best option because then I'm not bringing in textures from an old game into here and making this mod bigger than what it really needed to be. How important is it to have those textures from FS19 when the FS22 air conditioning unit probably is just as good? So those are the two methods we're going to be looking at as of right now to fix little silly things such as this glass. I'll show you real quick. See, it has found in this material editing tab over here. You can locate this through the Windows material editing. It'll pop this up. It didn't find the diffused or the albedo map, and this is the clear one, but it did find a gloss map named Windows Specular inside the new game, and it found a default normal. It, however, has no shader on it. So we're actually going to track down, press these 3 little buttons, and press these 3 little things again, and now I have the new FS22 open, and I'm just going to find some clear glass. So I have clear glass selected, and now that model is fixed. So you can now see through the glass like what we wanted. But around here we have a ton of other errors and issues that we're going to be running into with other things that come from the game, such as this. So honestly, the best bet for me, I think, is I'm going to go through each item one by one, see if it has a texture. So lines, I'm going to go here, and that isn't even using a texture, so we're just going to leave it as is. But if it is using something such as these right here, there is a light in here, assets hella diffused. I could go into the FS19 game and locate this light and copy and paste this into my folder. Basically, texture tracing is what you guys are going to be doing for a lot of this, and the best way to fix any errors or coding XMLs is to get all the textures handled, and then load it up in game, not changing any of the code. The game has a great log that'll walk you through everything, what's wrong with it. Now, I like to give you guys a full tutorial, but it is literally going to take me an hour or maybe hour and a half to track down all these textures and reassign them. So I'm going to do these off camera, but the difficult ones such as this decal shader and a couple other old shapes file, I will pause and I will come back and cover that with you. All the rest of it though, I'm going to do when you're not looking so we can speed up this process. So just showing you guys what it looks like if you have your Placeable open and you have it open in 9.0.1, the new FS22 version, and you hit save, right? When you hit the save button, all these textures are going to go away. So if you want that, then great. If you don't, do not hit save in the new editor. See, now when it goes to load in game, it's not even going to be looking for these textures. Those errors that I showed you here are going to be completely gone. But the problem you're going to run into, and some of you might not care about this, some of you might care, is the things that had textures are going to be white or whatever base color they were prior to you removing that. So if you don't care about it, then great, go for it. Delete, go ahead, delete your textures, throw it in game and get started on the coding part. If you do want your textures, then you have to do the texture tracing, which I talked about in another video and I kind of covered here, where you just go to the game folder for FS19, you do a search in your Explorer, and you track down the texture. But there is some stuff, like I've already zipped around in the new FS22, and this bottle stand is in the game. They've just renamed the texture. So stuff like this, I would just delete out of here and go locate it in game and import it in and have a new updated version of it. Some more little tricks too. So we got the battery charger here, right? You can just, obviously you can't see the actual texture to see what it looks like, but remember the shape here, right? Because then you'll be able to identify it when I show you the next one. I'm actually going to take the name here, charger, just to make life easier. And then if you don't know already, you can locate your maps folder for your in-game map. Farm Simulator, Data, Maps, Map US. I just picked one. You could probably pick one. It'll probably be there. So I have it up already. And up at the top up here, I've already searched for it, but you can put in battery charger, whatever it is. But you can search all of Elm Creek for this. And I found a battery charger. Now what I would do, because if you look here, it's the exact same battery charger that we were just looking at. Okay, there's one. It's the exact same one, right? The issue is this battery charger, they've changed the name of the texture, they've changed the location of it, whatever the case may be, when they made FS22, and now it's broke in our mod. So one method of converting these is either A, copy and pasting these textures, rerouting these textures using the Abeto map, copying and pasting them into your mod, or we could just export selection. We're going to locate that mod and then go from there. Okay, I located it. I'll save you the file digging. So we're just going to export this into our mod, and it's because it's in game, it shouldn't export any textures with it. It should just know that automatically, so don't have to worry about hiding anywhere. Just put export. As soon as we exported it, we're going to go back into our mod, go to import, press this little plus sign, press export. Now we have the battery charger, right? So with the battery charger selected at the bottom, we're going to locate this battery charger. Okay, now we have this battery charger clicked, highlighted, only it, press Control W. This is going to bring up the replace function. Now the target is this battery charger. Whatever we click on, so say air compressor, we click load and it would load air compressor in there. But we want the battery charger, and we're going to replace it with a battery charger. So hit load. So now hopefully you understand this here. We're going to replace this, its perfect dimensions, with this one. Replace. Boom. Now you don't have to do anything except Click on the next battery charger. Load it in. Replace. Boom. That texture is now 100% fixedy wixedy. You're going to run into some issues where I bet this air compressor is not actually in the new map. We're going to look really quick and check. I don't think it is. I think this is a custom model. Yeah. So stuff like this air compressor, one or two things you're going to have to do. I believe it's this one right here. So either A, you go as is with no textures, and whoever edited this, sorry, but like a circle is supposed to be round, so you can tell that they've edited the shape of this. Originally the compressor was about like that. Or go back into the FS19, find where this map is, this Abido map is, and apply the texture, or just delete it. And because I don't think this belongs in a Tesla shop, I'm just going to delete these. They're absolutely pointless to have these in here. So, and it's just one thing we have to not worry about now. Another good example to search for to show you that function one more time would be the water dispenser. So, water dispenser and this little bottle stand. I bet you this is word for word in the game. Let's do a quick search really fast inside the map. Look, there's so many bottle stands. We're just going to look at bottle stand, this one. Boop. Look at that. Bottle stand in-game. Export. Open up our mod. Got the bottle stand selected. We're going to import in our new bottle stand. Okay, so water bottle stand selected. Control W. We do not want to replace it with the battery charger, so we're going to load up the new water bottle stand and then hit replace. And now the new textures are applied. I'm going to do this one more time with this bad boy. And literally, I know this is already 12 minutes long, but you're wanting to learn how to convert a mod. So these videos, it's hard to make them short. I'm going to go through this one more time because this is the process of converting a mod, gentlemen. Water dispenser. So there's a water dispenser in the shopping mall, wherever that is. I'm locating these really fast. I'm not having to run around the map by hitting F. When you have an item selected, you can hit F and it'll automatically put it in screen. See? F. So I'm going to select this water bottle dispenser. And this one actually doesn't come with a bottle. Oh, it does. Is that a bottle there? I can't tell if it comes with a bottle or not. It does come with a bottle. Sorry, dinking that up. Okay, so I have it selected. Export. Open up our new mod. Dispenser. Okay, so hit Control W. I'm gonna find it down here. I'm gonna load the new one in and replace. And they actually changed the model on that. Did you see the bottle get smaller? Or somebody dinked with the settings on it. I bet you anything that's what happened. Yeah. That's what they did. It's usually not good to mess with the scaling of items that are in the game unless you're going to scale them out. But anyways, that's enough about texture tracing and getting models in fixed, because a lot of this stuff, the textures are there. I don't see any reason to copy them into your mod. You're just creating more of a file size, and you might want the new versions that Giants had made. Maybe they're better. That's the thing about converting mods, is you're really just converting old garbage. Just keep that in mind. I'm going to go through and locate all these textures or replace them or delete them and stuff like that, so I can put this in game to see what errors are going to happen that have nothing to do with textures. We want to eliminate the textures first. Makes your life a lot easier in a clean log. So I'm going to hit pause and I will come back here in a few. It'll be a few for me. It'll be instantaneously for you because I'm magical like that. And we will start to cover XML and converting a placeable. I'm still in this editor. All right, one thing I wanted to bring up here about these double-sided shelves, right? So I couldn't locate these in the new game, and personally, I'm really big on keeping mods small because in a year from now, you're going to have lots and lots of gigabytes of them. So might as well start keeping them small now. I don't want to use this shelf, so I did some searching. I couldn't find it in here, so I just put in shelf in the search inside of the map. And surprisingly enough, inside of the grocery store, if you're a map maker, you're going to love this. There's shelves already in here. A couple different designs. And I'm going to replace these with new ones because these ones look just fine. Look, they even have price tags, silly stuff like that. And I think they would look great in the new editor. So if you're looking for something like that, like maybe you're making a map or a placeable and you need a gas can. I'm just going to put in gas in there. Obviously, we don't want to. You can find gas box. What's this? Oh, gas meter, gas. I'm sure gas bottle shelf. There we go. What's this look like? Oh, there you go. My point is here, if you're looking for something like a tool, then you can very easily already find a model in the game now with this new feature that they have. Say you're looking for a toolbox, or look, there is a grinder. Perfect, right? Okay, neat little trick. I'm going to get back to fixing it so I can show you the XML code and stop wasting your time. Hit that like button now. If you haven't already, hit it. Still in the editor. Still here, still here. I want to cover something with model size, all right? So here I have what's selected racks. And these racks have more triangles in them than 10 of my fire trucks. This is causing game lag and all sorts of issues. It's these little itty bitty faces. You see these little faces on all these? You don't need all these. You do not need this in your mod. Remove this. Okay, I'm going to delete this. If you look up here, triangles, look how many that is. 2.9 million just for a rack. You could easily make this in here in Giants Editor, not even having to open up Blender. I'm not ragging on whoever made these. I'm sorry if you're taking it like that, but do not do this in your mods. You're going to cause so much issues. So sorry whoever made these, but they're going to go bye-bye as far as we'll check the wire rack part. I think these are the main issues. Yeah, see, that's doable. That's only 59, almost 6,000 faces. I'll show you how to very easily remake that using in-game stuff. Like, you go to primitive. You can only do this once unless you do it in a separate file because of the texturing issues. It's going to name all textures this way. So, made it, right? I'm going to make it two size. I'm using the scaling stuff here. I think that's it. This is nothing perfect right now. Okay, I'm going to go to the maps. I'm going to go inside my game. So your shared folders, farm sim, data shared. And I'm just going to find something that looks like, I do believe they have grates or chicken wire or grid right here. Perfect. Okay. Put a grid there. Now we're going to do the gloss map of the grid. If there is one. I don't see one. Or you could use the wire. There's wire as well. But we're going to find a gloss map, just a default specular. Oh, I changed the wrong one. These new things mess me up with the gloss. Actually, we're going to do... Oh, they got rid of the metal one. There's a lot of changes in the game. Okay, we'll hit OK. It needs a normal map now. I did it again. I did that silly mistake of hitting cancel instead of OK. Okay, it says it needs to be a tangent, so I click on shape, make it a tangent. I mean, in all reality, we could just go like that. And now it looks metal. It has absolutely no other textures, but it is two triangles instead of 100,000. This is bigger than a fire truck. So that's what I'm going to go do all across in here and save ourselves a lot of space. Lesson learned. All right, time for the coding. All right, so I have the i3D open in a text editor. If you don't know how to do that, we'll recap really fast. All you do when you're inside your mod, click on this little button right here, and that's if you have it mapped in your preferences, external tools text editor, and I have mine mapped to my application Notepad++. So once you hit that button, it'll open it up in here. And then you don't want to really mess with too many things in here. It'll completely mess up your mod if you do. But I like to go through and double check things. So the only textures that are referring to in-game stuff are with this $sign. This $sign means, hey game, look in the directory of the game instead of the mod. So these are all things that it found. I had no errors when I reloaded it up. I'll even show you right here. I'll hit clear, and then we'll hit reload. And I just took the air conditioners off right now. I'll put them on later, but there's absolutely no texture errors. Awesome. Open this up. Now we're done with this bad boy. Let's open up the modeDesc and get it set up for FS22. So here I will click on the modeDesc and get this bad boy opened up. And when we very first go into here, if you're editing it, whatever you're doing, because I have permission from Spencer, I'm going to put my name right here. Version, this is for FS22, so this is the first version coming out. This is how I do it, okay? There's probably other ways to do it, but this is how I do it. We definitely need to change the modeDesc version to 62, otherwise it will not work at all. And then I like to just make sure that everything, it's very simple modeDesc here. So now this modeDesc is done. We're going to look for HD Showroom inside of the mod. HD Showroom, open her up, and now the fun stuff. This is where a lot of people struggle with the code because it's a language. Just like any language, if you don't study it, you won't know it. So it'll sound like gibberish. So this is a pressure washer. So we're going to have to look at a pressure washer code and see what's changed. For the time being, we're just going to block that out. And then animated objects, that shouldn't change at all. That should all be good. All this stuff, anything where it says node equals sign, this is referring to inside of GE. So this is index path here, 914. That's not what this one is, but that's what it's referring to when it says part node. And then when you're working with placeables, you don't actually refer to the whole greater than sign there. You're just using these numbers, anything to the right of that greater end. That's how it's going to be referring when you're working with placeables. Vehicles are different. Now, because this is a pressure washer, we should look at the new pressure washer in FS22 and see the code difference. You can locate that pressure washer under Placeables, the brand, I can't even pronounce that, but it's located under here, and we just double click on that file. We don't want to actually edit any of this. This is our working one for our Tesla showroom, so we're just going to copy and paste some information here. Right off the bat, you can see this code for high pressure washer is new, and this is old. So we're going to delete that one and just drag that one over. So now that should all be the same. Don't mess with any of that besides what we just did there. We'll scroll down, look more. Nothing else here should be okay. The brush settings, that's a new thing. And we're gonna just copy and paste the brush in there. All right, now it's gonna be located under Placeable, Buildings, Tools. And let's go down. It has a base tag. This is the new stuff. So the file name is, we no longer use what's called placeable type. That is deleted. it is now referred to up here, what kind of type it is. File name, if you notice here, it now uses a base tag, much like a vehicle, and we will just delete that section, paste in our new one. Okay, now it's going to find the i3D that we've been spending painful hours doing. There is new placement nodes, so it no longer uses these placement size. It uses right here the test node start area. So it's actually going to be in GE. If you open up a placeable and you're looking around in here and you see level areas start with all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be, should be the width. I didn't play with this at all. Usually this stuff is pretty dead on when the modder makes it. So we're just going to use these as the pivot point. So we got start area test 1, test 2. Really the best way to do this is to open it up. Open up this and then import it into our new mod. So let's do that really quick. So I got the in-game one open in the folder here. We will just open it really fast and then steal some stuff in it. And when you're robbing stuff from Giants models, there's two ways to do things. Either A, you can open it up like I have here. Don't really mess with anything. You're going to be strictly just exporting stuff out into your mod. Or B, since this is an in-game item, you can actually click on it, drag it to the one you're messing with. Nope, not that one. This one. And drop it in here. And now it's imported in. So you can see down here the console. And this, I actually deleted the old pressure washer that they had in here. And so I'm going to put this new one in here. And because it contains a lot of stuff. Position references, this new info trigger is new, it had this new test area is new, the tip collisions area is new, and the indoor areas are new. Blech, that's a lot of new stuff, sorry. But so we're gonna need all that plus the model. So I might as well just import it in. And what we're gonna actually end up doing here is they had this located in this room, I think. Yeah, it was in here. It was in here, and it was like at a 90-degree turn. There you go, Spencer. Now you can wash your Teslas. Or maybe it was at negative 90. That way the gun was on the other side. Okay, now that that's in there, we actually have a number of things that we don't really have to worry about. Now we have all these areas, the clear areas, the indoor areas, the test areas, all that stuff. So we can actually just open them up because we're going to have to do some copying and pasting in the XML. And this will be a lot easier now that it's just in here. So let's get that opened up. We'll go dual screen. Maybe not yet. I forgot we got to copy and paste the code first. So the placement, right? This has changed. It's no longer going to be that size. The placement. And we're going to copy that over. Looks like clear areas is the same. So we leave clear areas. Leveling is this. I'm going to assume it's the same. I've done other mods and it hasn't thrown me any areas. Day and nighttime objects are not going to work anymore. So this right here, I know for sure is not going to work. We're just going to block it out because we can do code later on to make that work. But there's new methods to do that. Now we get into our pressure washer. But, oh, no. We're going to make more room here because I forgot. Now we have these two, the AI. Oh, man, there's a lot. We have these three. Here we go. Indoor areas. These four, actually. So our start area. And I think we could probably just use our clear areas here. Right, because this is already mapped out to the mod, and we don't really have any palettes being shared in this or anything, so it doesn't have to be precise. tip occlusion and indoor area. So we're actually just gonna steal this and tell this that this is the nodes I wanted to use. So now it will be using these nodes in the game that I was showing you, the start, the level, all that kind of stuff. Okay, tip occlusion start node, end node. So we need to do that, and because this is, once again, not going to be really used for anything, we could just use the in-game one and just run it off of the pressure washer. So here is going to be the start area. It'll be index path 960. We'll copy that, bring this up, and copy and paste that into there, copy and paste that one into there. The alternate way you could do this is you could, I'm kind of lazy sometimes, create an i3D mapping for it and just pull them over and change the node right here. Two ways to do that. I get lazy, my bad. Okay, so now we need the end area, and the end area is going to be this one. Giants has made this a lot easier for 22. They've labeled what it says here for the most part to match what it says in here. So that makes it a lot easier for us. Info trigger. We need to tell the game that the info trigger is going to be a lot bigger than what it is. It's invisible right now. You know what? You only need to know the information it's going to give you when you actually walk inside the bay. So we're just going to leave that info trigger as is, where it is for right now, and just reroute the index. You're not here to watch me place everything. That's pretty easy to do. You're here to watch me code it. So, okay, info trigger covered. Everything's covered. This is great. This is good news. We don't need to. This right here is this base material. It's telling the in-game, so we can pull that over if we wanted to. So we'll go base material, and it's looking for this node. So we're actually gonna go find it in the game here. High pressure washer, not the lance. Is it the lance? No, it's not the lance. Where's the visuals? It's under visuals. So it's looking for this node right here. And now, and we could change that to like red or blue or whatever color we wanted to make it. So honestly, because it is a Tesla shop, why don't we just go all red and get that ugly yellow out of there? Okay, and then now I think we're finally at the pressure washer part. So let's look at the new code and let's look at the old code. We'll copy and paste the old code in so we can make this nice and big for you guys to see. So high pressure washer, starting off, data first person. See, so here it's changed to the pressure washer is now under placeables instead of first person. So our old code, this is going to be Lance node. We should just go, so it's asking where is the lance so it can reference itself to. So that will be in here, probably under lance. So we'll copy that, put that in there. And then we're looking for this other link node here, Lance sound, which I already saw it. It was right here. This is where the sound is going to be at. And it doesn't look like really much has changed how they do pressure washers. Just the path for the actual location of the lance itself. So we're gonna delete the old one. This should work. Selling points. This selling point might throw an error because I saw a selling point in the game, but it's so under the ground that I don't see any point in using it. And then we'll delete the tip occlusion because we added it in. Wait. Yep. I've zoomed this in so much for you guys that I need to zoom out now to get a whole look at the picture, what I've transferred in, what I've taken out. So leveling is done, clear areas, indoor areas, update areas. Oh, the trigger node, the info trigger. We didn't label the trigger info. That's right here. Okay. That's all hooked up. Pressure washer's hooked up. I do believe we should be good to go. Let's hit save. I'm going to wrap it up, throw it in game, and if it works, then you guys successfully watched me convert a mod to FS22. A placeable mod. Give me that. So let me do all that, and if it works, I'll show you some in-game footage. Due to the length of this video, I've broken it up into 2 parts, so make sure you watch part 2. Hit like and subscribe.